I recently visited a traveling exhibition called Barbie, a Cultural Icon. If you are a subscriber and have no interest in Barbie, then skip this video and wait for my next one. I thought I would quickly share it with you in case the exhibition comes to an area where you live or are traveling to. I saw the exhibition with some friends when it was in its final days at the Phoenix Art Museum. Before you enter the exhibition, you see a display of fashion through the ages that celebrates the color pink. There were some fascinating examples, and it was interesting to compare the design, fabric, and construction of the fashion from these different eras. You then enter the first room of the exhibition and see the original 1959 Barbie with the iconic striped bathing suit. Did you know the original Barbie cost $3? There were displays along the walls with history about the creator of the doll and various influences. Reading the text sheds more details on what you might already know about Barbie. Much of the information spoke of the influences of the Barbie look, such as Jackie Kennedy and her flair for fashion. There were cases that show the original 1959 clothing ensembles. I know I had a few of these, and everyone was pointing out which ensemble they had. You gotta love this bubble dress. One of my favorite displays was a couple televisions that showed some of the black and white Barbie commercials. It was fun to look back on the simplicity of the commercial's production, with Barbies just propped up on stands and people moving them around with their hands. We are then introduced to the Ken dolls. It was interesting to see how the original Ken was so skinny, not the buffed up athlete he later became. The 1960s brought us career Barbie, which in my mind reflected the roles of women in the 60s, such as flight attendant, nurse, and fashion designer. However, there was also space-age Barbie, so they capitalized on the space exploration exuberance of the time. There were vintage Barbie doll houses, cases, and other accessories. And then you start seeing more diversity in the dolls, such as Christie, introduced in 1968. The company touts themselves as the most diverse doll line. You could certainly see the cultural and political trends reflected in the dolls. When collecting Barbies became popular, they started collaborating with notable fashion designers, such as Bob Mackie and Oscar de la Renta. These high-fashion dolls were more expensive and often purchased by collectors. The exhibition then takes you through the evolution of the doll's construction and differences in hairstyles. You had to laugh at some of the hairstyles and fashion that were reflected in the dolls, such as these designs from the 80s. Here's a quick review of some of the other displays. The finale of the exhibit is to get your picture taken in a model of Barbie's convertible. There was a long line for it, but we weren't in a rush, so we took our opportunity to pose. So that is the exhibition in a nutshell. It was a trip down memory lane and was fun to reminisce. We all had our own Barbie stories. On the way out, you could get your picture taken in a Barbie or Ken box. I had fun at the exhibit, but you have to forego any qualms you might have about what Barbie represents. The exhibition certainly tried to show how Barbie reflected the American culture of the times. If you enjoy interacting with other travelers, please join the new Facebook Travel Forum. I've left a link to it in the description. And if you'd like to follow my senior and solo travel journeys, please like and subscribe. Cheers!